Hey, everybody, and welcome to Bryte, Trapped at the Edge Live. My name is James Introcaso. My pronouns are he, him, and we have a great game of Bryte for you today. If you're not familiar with Bryte, don't worry, because we're going to be explaining the rules as we go. So everybody get excited to check out some original science fantasy role-playing game. Before we get into it, we've got some announcements, but I also want to introduce our fabulous cast. So why don't we very quickly, we'll go around the table and we'll introduce folks. And I'm realizing right now that I have some of you mixed up in the wrong box, so I'm also going to adjust that as it goes on. So why don't we start with people who are in the correct box. Daniel, tell people who you are and what you do.
Hello, I'm Daniel. My pronouns are he, him. I am a game designer and podcaster. I run the Asians Represent podcast, where any award-winning podcast stream, and I'm also a writer. My debut game, Ross Rifles, is now out on DriveThruRPG and is going to be shipping to our Kickstarter backers very soon. Yay!
Excellent. That's awesome. And Kelli, why don't you tell people who you are and what you do in the world of tabletop role-playing games?
Hello, my name is Kelli, known as the Opera Geek. My pronouns are she, her. Hello, thank you for being here. And I am something in the tabletop space. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I am a real-life actual bard, so that probably has something to do with it. And I co-wrote with Hannah Rose the College of the Opera Bard subclass for DM's Guild. I also have a companion here today that for every $100 I see get donated, somebody gets a treat on stream.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yes, exactly.
Donate the monies. He was asleep. I'm so sorry, buddy.
And Noir, tell us a little bit about yourself. I think you're muted.
You're muted.
Soon as I unmute, I totally will. I'm Noir, pronouns he, him. I am just a dude in the space. I've been a bunch of live streams. You can catch me on LFM's Degree of Madness. You can catch me over on Encounter Role Plays, Deep Magic, and Critical Misses Morning Ritual, where we interview interesting people around the TTRPG community, and Second City Saviors, which I'm doing immediately after this. Over on Critical Misses, where we play a game of Mask. It'll be fun.
Excellent. Go ahead.
One more. Bloody Fortune on Chromatic Chimera. I'm sorry, I'm very nervous.
You do not need to be nervous. You're amazing.
And it looks like the chat also reminded you that you're on Chromatic Chimera.
No, see,
I was going to cover you.
I beat them to it because I was
You did.
full on panicking.
You're full on prepared.
Exactly. And the person who's always got your back on Chromatic Chimera, Samwise, tell people who you are and what you do in the tabletop RPG world.
Hey everyone, I am Samwise. I go by they, them pronouns. I am a disability advocate and I'm the accessibility director over at the Chromatic Chimera, where I'm also a cast member. I'm also a cast member and the accessibility director for No Initiative, who plays over on the Chromatic Chimera. And that's pretty much what I'm doing these days.
Excellent. Well, it's great to have you all here. We're going to play some Bryte. I think for many of you, perhaps all of you, this is your first time playing. We're playing a module called Trapped at the Edge, which is currently available for free until the end of today, until the end of Roll20Con. So you can pick it up, go to Roll20Con.net. There will be a link there, or the Roll20 Marketplace. You can search for Trapped at the Edge. This has everything you need to get started playing a game of Bryte. It's a 2-hour module with pre-gens and quick start rules, and it was written by me. So I'm one of the lead designers of Bryte, part of an amazing team backed up by freelancers and Roll20 staff who put together this game that we're going to be playing today. But before we get into that, I want to let you know about Code 2040, all right? This is what this is all about. Roll20 is going to be matching every single dollar that you donate up to $50,000. And the Code 2040 mission is to activate, connect, and mobilize the largest racial equity community in tech to dismantle the structural barriers that prevent the full participation and leadership of Black and Latinx people in the innovation economy. So Roll20, who I have worked with for a long time, and I'm super proud to have worked with, they know that a more diverse party is better equipped to handle any and all coming obstacles, and they know that making room for everyone at the table is a really good thing. It's the right thing to do, and it helps out everybody in the industry. So go check it out. They have flagship fellows programs that place internships in top tech companies, and Code 2040 works to support them regularly in being equity advocates and teaching them what it looks like to digitally organize. So you are definitely going to want to find out more about Code 2040, and we are also going to be doing some giveaways when we hit specific milestones. We're going to be doing some giveaways that our awesome mods are going to be taking care of in chat. We just released the Galactic Grimoire, which is an expansion that adds more creatures and spaceships to Bryte. And After Midnight, which is our first, longer adventure for Bryte. And we're going to be giving those away at the very end of the stream. So you're going to want to check that out. And if you want to up the numbers of products that we're giving away, you're going to up those donations. Plus, you get to watch a dog eat a treat every time we raise $100, okay? Look at that dog. Look at Scotty. Look at Scotty. He's beautiful. He's beautiful.
He dressed up for you. He has his uniform collar on. See? He dressed up.
Oh,
Very
I love
dressed
him. I love him so much.
You're falling asleep like this? You're weird.
So also, guess what? There's a Roll20Con t-shirt. All the sales directly benefit Code 2040, and you can find them on Teespring. And guess what? It's a picture of an awesome Bryte party. So you are definitely going to want to check that out. It is so fun and amazing. I've already got a bunch. I think there's a pet hoodie option available for those of you with pets. If you want to give your dog, cat, or pig a sweet hoodie with the Bryte party on it, go check that out. Plus, there were lots of other awesome games being demoed right now as part of Roll20Con. And Roll20, listen, is just great. We're going to be showing it off while we play today. So let's get right into it. All right, so let me take you now to our player screen. Whoa, here we are. We're smaller than we were before. So we're going to go around and introduce our characters. But before we do that, I want to cover real quick safety tools. Safety tools are important for any RPG, and they're built into Bryte. So when you are playing a game of Bryte, you get this safety deck that comes with it. And it is a deck of infinite number of cards, but there's only 3 kinds of cards in it. We have a green Keep Going card that you can see here pictured in the table. We have a yellow Slow Down card, and we have a red Stop card. Now, any player can play these on the table totally anonymously. We don't know who played the card, but when we see the card, we totally respect the fact that the card is up there, right? And so we will say the green card is often played when the GM calls for a check-in. It says, hey, how's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling about this situation? People can play a green card to let them know, this content I am cool with. Let's keep going. We can go further. People can play the yellow card when the GM asks, or at any time. Or really, any other player can ask too. Anybody can ask for a check-in. The yellow card means, I'm okay with where we are, but let's not get more descriptive, let's not dive deeper into this content, and let's wrap up the scene as soon as possible. The red card that you see here, that red card is an X card, right? That means we immediately change the scene, we move on, no questions asked, and for the sake of this, if that card is played, we will most likely take a very quick break so that we can then come back and transition. So just so anybody knows, if one of these cards is played, and I am not looking at it currently, let me know, hey James, there's a card on the table. If anybody sees one played, and I will stop what I'm doing and take a look at it. Because right now there's a lot going on and I'm running the stream and all that, so my attention might be elsewhere as this is going on. Do you all have any questions about the safety tools before we go on?
No, I'm good.
Excellent. Cool. So let's talk a little bit about Bryte. Bryte takes place here in the Alaxis Galaxy, and the Alaxis Galaxy is possibly the last galaxy in existence. It is surrounded on all sides and also top and bottom. This is a 2D map, so we can't see that here, by this phenomenon called the burn. It's like an orange borealis effect, right? An orange aurora effect. And as the burn closes in slowly and erratically on the galaxy, anything it touches is never seen or heard from again. I'm talking planets, spaceships, moons, people. It's all gone. No one is sure at this moment what the burn is, but there's a lot of theories. Some people believe that the burn could be a weapons experiment that went awry. Some people think it might be religious in nature. Some people think that it is the natural end of existence, a slow reversal of the Big Bang that is happening. What we do know about it is that as it is happening, we think we have maybe a few hundred to 1,000 years left. So it's not total panic mode, but it is pretty panicked mode right now. And the reason for that is that we know what the burn does. So many people are fleeing their planets as the burn gets close to them, especially here on the outer rims where the burn is closest. But the problem, of course, is that these people need places to live. They need the resources, and those are being consumed by the burn. So we've got resource crisis. We've got refugee crisis, where people don't know where to go. We've got corporations, boo, making a profit in the burn, right? Evil corporations saying, oh, you need this stuff? Guess what? It costs more. We have people who are fighting over these planets at the center because they're probably going to be the last to go. So everybody wants to live there. So we've got land wars. Sounds pretty terrible, which is where the four of you come in. Bryte is a game that says, hey, everything might be bad. We might be at the end of existence, but that is no reason to become a total jerk. There's still a good reason to help people. There's still good reasons to be good people. And so Bryte assumes you play competent heroes. Now, here in the Alaxis Galaxy, it's not the Milky Way. There are no humans in the Alaxis Galaxy. There are, instead, other species that to us would be alien and have superpowers based on their anatomy and physiology. And so I think now I'd love to go around the table. If you could just tell me a little bit about your character, who they are, and kind of what they do. And we will, I'll bring them up. I'll bring up some fun pics as we talk about them. So yeah, let's start. Why don't we start with you, Sam? Tell me a little bit about your character.
Sure. Well, hi, y'all. My name's Oravan Estrin Confia Novasal Guy Novostrin Lie, but y'all can call me Novostrin. Sure is a pleasure to meet y'all. I go by they, them pronouns. Come from the planet of Velja. And, I decided to make my way out in the worlds, as it were, doing what I can to help refugees in need, mostly to spite my family, who are mostly just looking to make a buck off of, these people who got nowhere else to go. And I'm not really so much into that, so just doing what I can to help, trying my best.
Excellent. Excellent. Yes. So Nove Ostrin, welcome to the team. You all together are traveling on a ship called the Rogue Explorer. And Kelli, why don't you introduce us to your character?
Okie dokie. I have to pull up the character sheet because I lost it. So my name is Luelmo, and I am a glean, and I have like really pretty feathers and tentacles, and like this really shiny thing that lets me actually live. Because otherwise, I die in like 2 years, and that's like a bummer because I want to try every snack I find. It's amazing. Like, do you know how much food there is out there? There is so much food, and I have to try it all. So I can't like die in 2 years. So I have the pretty thing. And I grew up on a research station, and they taught me how to make people feel better, even though sometimes I forget because like I get distracted if there's food. But yeah, so that's me.
Excellent, excellent. And go ahead. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your character, Daniel?
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to go in Noir next because of the order.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Switched
Spontaneity.
it up on you.
Ah, caught me. Not going to lie. I was thinking about air fryers because, well, we were talking about snacks. My character is Rornan, or I guess Rornan would say we are Rornan because Rornan is a conglomerate of colonial telepathic insects. Where would Rornan come from? What planet would Rornan come from, James?
That is
Or
a great question.
Can I
So-
say that Rornan's home planet was destroyed?
So it was destroyed, actually. There used to be a Rornan queen that connected
Yeah.
all Rornan together, and she was taken by the burn.
Okay, perfect, because that fits into my backstory. So, my character, Welcar, is traveling with all of these other adventurers because Welcar is carrying something very precious inside of them. They are actually carrying a vessel containing royal jelly and a larva that is lying dormant. And Welcar has the next generation of Hive Queen, but is looking for a suitable home and is running out of time.
Oh.
That is my character.
But like, I mean, if it's jelly, like, can you eat it?
I think that Welcar is definitely keeping this a secret. Definitely keeping this a secret because Welcar sees a member of the crew as a threat to their species.
Fine.
But this jelly definitely looks very tasty. It's
That's
It's-
just rubbing it in. I think that's
it's
really
teal.
rude.
It's teal and it has like flakes of gold and silver in it, and they swirl around.
That does sound
Like you are carrying
delicious.
like the Goldschlager of jellies, and I
Exactly,
need it.
but it's inside. It sits inside of Welcar's chest,
I mean, I
or
can eat
what
bugs
looks
too.
like
I don't
Welcar's
mind.
chest. Well, these bugs sting.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So yes, Rornan, very fun, very cool, playing a hive with a hive mind. And finally, Noir, introduce us to your character.
Hello, everyone. I am playing Eva Ravulana. I am from Marthong. I found out that my government was not allowing refugees in, and it just gets me so mad that I've decided to go and help on my own. So I am Eva, she, her, they, them pronouns, and I'm just doing what I can to help.
Excellent. So, you all are a crew for sure, who has made your way aboard the Rogue Explorer, which is this fine ship that you all travel on together. When you are out there on the Ghost Belt, and you have been on assignment looking for plasma wells. So there are all of these different places that used to mine a substance called plasma. So Bryte is a science fantasy setting. A lot of things are handled by magic because I am not a scientist, and as one of the lead designers of this setting, I would rather make things up than research things. And so that is how we end up in a science fantasy setting. And there were these beings called omniscients that existed way before any of the species we see before you right now. And a long time ago, they burrowed into the crust of many planets. And some of them died after they burrowed in, and their remains became this magic goop called plasma. And plasma is a little bit like oil in our real world in that it is very precious. It is used to power many different objects and rituals and things like that. And also, it is a resource. And what do we know about resources? They're disappearing because of the burn. So the Egan Overguild, who is in charge of creating medical supplies, has asked all of you to please go ahead and go out and collect different medical supplies or different plasma so that they can create more medical supplies. In exchange, they are giving you money. They are also allowing you to direct where a lot of their medical supplies go for free. So sort of as a making a deal with them, they are helping you to go give money to other people. So that is the basic idea behind your mission. You found yourself inside the Fortune Well, which is an asteroid that has plasma in it. It's an old abandoned mine. You went in, you didn't really find anybody. There were some collapsed halls and that sort of thing. And then you found a room filled with barrels of plasma. And I'm going to take you to the map now. Oh, here is your crew. And we have about a few too many folks here, so let me just get rid of some of these people. So yeah, you can see here in this room that we've got a giant forklift, right? And this big old forklift has like some spidery legs and some big lobster claws. Looks like it was used to move these barrels around. It's pretty rusty and old. The moment you got in here, though, the doors slammed shut. There were all these security doors. And all of a sudden, a little computer terminal over here in the corner started to ring out and say, we're under lockdown, thieves! We're under lockdown, thieves! Like that, over and over again. And you can see the only way in and out of this room that is obvious is that door in front of you. What would you like to do?
Well, at least the alarm system sounds friendly.
I mean, it's friendly, but very obnoxious. Can anyone mute it?
Do any of us have computer skills?
That's not in my wheelhouse. I'm just saying. I thought one of you did the computers.
I can melt it. Should I melt it? I want to melt it.
But if you melt it, like, I think we're just going to stay trapped in here.
Are the speakers visible? Can we see, like, speakers?
Yes, so you can see speakers on this computer terminal. And when you take a closer look, you can see that down in the corner, there's like a little digital assistant, almost like our version of Clippy, right? The Microsoft Office assistant. But instead of Clippy, it's this blue dog. And his name is Digi the digital assistant. And he is there wagging a one-fingered paw at you back and forth over and over again.
Well, before you melt anything, Eva, we will take a look at this computer. I'm going to move.
Go for it.
And I'd like to click on the blue dog.
Okay. Yes.
Wellcard will actually extend instead of extending a hand, it's just like this tendril of beetles and bees as they kind of like crawl over one another and click. They press.
Okay, nice. So your bees and beetles press in, and as you press this, a whole array of coding and options starts to come up. And it says, and then a big pop-up window and a bunch of other pop-up windows that say, "Thieves! Thieves! Stop trying to hack us! Thieves! Stop trying to hack us!" Would you like to try to hack?
Yes, I would. As Wildcard does that, I think all of the eyes on the insects in all the 100,000 eyes will face the computer.
Whoa!
So like wherever Wildcard is looking, like it looks as though my body is actually shifting, except they're the eyes turning to face whatever I'm focusing on.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. So pull up your character sheet here, Daniel. And you can see that on Roll20, we have a bunch of skills, right? This is a skill-based game similar to Fate, or you don't have like a bunch of broader abilities like D&D does. So everything is a skill, and you can see every skill on your character sheet has a die size associated with it. D4, you're not so great. D12, you're pretty awesome with that skill. Now, the way Bryte works is I tell you to make a skill roll. You tell me what skill you think applies in this situation. So, like, right now, the obvious one is probably computers. But if you, like, I don't know, wanted to bang on it, like I did with my old TVs when I was a kid in the 80s, right? Maybe that's melee. Or maybe you're reaching in and pulling out wires, and that's engineering, right? So you tell me kind of what you are doing, and then I will set a complexity for the task, and we'll go from there.
There are probably some engineers who are in the chat, and you just said pulling out wires is engineering.
I did establish I am not a scientist before this, and I apologize, engineers.
I would like to try hacking this. We are confused as to why this computer is so hostile towards us.
Excellent. So that'll be a computers check, and this is going to be at complexity 3. So when you click the D8, it asks you for complexity 3. Don't worry about condition bonus right now. That applies if your character currently has a condition, which we may get into later. And you can scroll down in that window and hit roll. And when you do, that'll show up in the chat window. Nice. Okay, excellent. So the way Bryte works is you have a D8 in your computer skill. The complexity of this was 3, so you roll 3d8. Now, the assumption in Bryte is all of you are awesome heroes, so we don't roll to see if you succeed. We roll to see if you fail. And so, right? Interesting. Mm-hmm. And so you got doubles, right? And whenever you get a match, you fail. So if you had rolled a 6, and a 1, like you did, that's a fail. If you rolled 3 5s, that's a fail. That's how that works. Now, the other thing to know about Bryte is when you fail, you don't just fail to do the thing you set out to do. You make things worse. And so I have a handy-dandy table that I can roll in Roll20 that gives me a bunch of kind of vaguely worded failure prompts that we can look at together. So I can roll on that, Daniel. If you have an idea for what your failure should cost you or how it might make things worse, you can also throw that out to me, and maybe we'll use that instead.
I mean, we're all failing together. So what did you roll?
Kelli.
Whoa. Whoa.
Wow. Okay, so let's see. I rolled, your enemies charge you in your moment of failure. And so I think what happens is the door suddenly starts to vibrate and generate this powerful electrical pulse that shoots out of the door and is going to hit you, Wildcard, and you'll take 1 health level of damage. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but how many do you have?
I only have 3.
That's right. So, yes. So, you all have 3, in fact. So, excellent stuff.
Awesome. Well, Wildcard did not like that and kind of like curls up into like a small form as if to like protect the jelly that's inside of them.
Oh, no. Yes, that's right. The royal jelly. It is okay. You did manage to, with your body, protect it.
Well, As a player, I'm also going to put this out there. I'm okay with a tragic ending for my species. To everyone here, just a heads up.
Good to know.
It's good to know. It's good to know. My beekeeper father just grabbed his hair and was like, "No!" Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
Eva would. I was just gonna say, Eva would like to run over to Wilcar and just kind of like protectively, like, oh, now, they're there, and it's just that over and over again. But Eva's face is starting to get redder as she does it. They're there, like just getting angrier and angrier, looking at this computer.
I have made an executive decision about what this character can do suddenly, James. So
sure, please do. That's the point.
So Luelmo has just been kind of, if you could ever see an octopus tiptoe, it is kind of tiptoeing up the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then while Eva is patting Welcar on the head, all of a sudden Luelmo pops down upside down in front of them. Are you like not feeling good now?
We are feeling pain.
I mean, that kind of sucks. She is going to roll medicine,
Go for it.
I guess, to try and make him feel better.
Yes, yeah. So this is a complexity 2 roll for you. You are very good at medicine. Oh, and this is the other thing I failed to mention. Daniel, on your character sheet, you saw there is a dice used section on your sheet. You can mark off that you have used a D8. When you use all of your dice, so you can use another D8, you just don't get to mark it off. But when you use all of them, you generate a Nova point. Each of you has Nova abilities that you can spend 1 or more Nova points to activate, and they are very powerful. They're like your most powerful thing to use. You also have special abilities, and those are more like feats. They're always on and always active.
Super cool.
Yeah. So go ahead and make a medicine test. Click the die next to medicine, Kelly. Nice. Okay, that is a pass. So you pull out your med kit and you are able to restore 1 health level back to Welcar.
Like, I think that what it would look like is she's rummaging through whatever pack she has, and just like as she opens them, like lollipops and crumbs and everything are falling out of her pack, just like onto the floor. And then finally she finds her med kit like buried in the bottom under all the snacks.
Sugar.
Yeah, but she just kind of reaches out with one little tentacle and goes, boop.
I love it. I love it. Yes.
Yeah, and I think as you kind of boop me and heal me, all the wings are going to vibrate in unison.
Oh, that's cool. Can you do that like anytime? Because that's super cool.
All the eyes kind of turn to you and they just kind of go.
That's beautiful. So what is Nove Ostrin doing at this point, Sam?
You said this was like a old kind of room, right? Like things hadn't really been disturbed for a while.
Yes. It does look like it's been this way for quite some time, at least a few years.
Okay. I think Nov is spending most of the time, at least until the zapping, just sort of like taking their furred paw and writing rude things in the dust on like the forklift. But now that I see we're having trouble getting the door open with the password thing, I think I might try to mess around with this forklift and see if I can just break our way out somehow with it.
I love it. I love it. Yes. Go ahead and check out that check out the sweet forklift. So what sort of skill roll would you like to make?
Oh, let's see. It's probably not really going to be anything I'm very good at because I'm not good at computers or engineering or anything.
Mm-hmm. But you get to start earning dice towards that Nova point if you'd like.
Yeah.
Plus, you all start with 1 Nova point, by the way. You should all have one.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I did put that in.
Great.
Now, I mean, I'm just gonna take my chances. No just sort of goes over, and I'm gonna sit in the forklift and just start pushing buttons and pulling levers, looking for something that looks like a big ol' on switch.
Nice.
You should move out of the way.
So you tell me, what skill do you think this is?
Oh, geez, probably, I don't know, computers? Because I'm just sort of pushing buttons and looking for like, yeah, sure, this looks important.
Yes, I mean, that's how I do computers in real life. So yes, absolutely. Go ahead, make a computers test. This is going to be at complexity 3. I'm going to be right back. I just need to turn my light up because look how shadowy I am.
Oh, it's dramatic though. I like it. Hey, I passed!
That's that mysterious GM thing going on.
Yeah, right?
Look at that. Look at that. That is a big pass for you. Wow.
I win forklift.
Yes, you do win forklift indeed. And so you are able to vroom, 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 and this thing starts to get rolling. I am actually going to give you control of the forklift as well, Sam, so that you
That
can
is a mistake.
actually move that token if you'd like.
As soon as Welmo sees that they have control of the forklift, I like to think that she has seen them attempt to control things in the past.
Uh-huh.
So she's going to do the same as that little gif of the octopus going, nope, 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 like all the way up to the ceiling.
I love it. I love it. Yes. So you're like, no, 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 no. Climbing up to the ceiling as Nove is now in the cockpit of this forklift, moving it forward. And you are able to get right there to that front gate, Nove.
Sweet. They're just sort of yelling out because they can't find a horn in the thing, just going, bape, bape. And can I try again to pry the door with the forklift? I want to see if I can sort of leverage it up because I imagine it's like a sliding door.
Yes, absolutely. You could totally leverage it up if you want to. You tell me what skill again you think this is.
I guess still computers because I'm still just sort of winging it, pushing things, or now I'm pulling levers. So I don't know. Do I make more engineers angry? I like how this is pulling levers, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to make some engineers mad, I would definitely accept engineering as well as computers.
Yes, I'm gonna do this. This is explicitly to spite every engineer in chat. So,
oh no, we love you, engineers at Roll20. Engineers are valued.
We love you, but also it's fun. Is this still 3, or what do you want me to set for the complexity?
Yeah, this is still going to be complexity 3, I think.
All right, let's see. Hey!
Oh my goodness!
I win door!
Wow.
Despite all odds, actually not despite all odds, I know what the odds are. You crash the door open out into this big open hallway, and you can see as you crash the door down with your big lobster claws, and it's sort of the little bit of electricity that was still being conducted through the door kind of sizzles a little bit as it falls, and there's some smoke rising up. Through the smoke, you can see this figure that is another Eno, and they are iridescent, and they look like they are also translucent, right? They're kind of made of light and some sort of viscous liquid, like ectoplasm, kind of, all held together. And her eyes go very wide when she sees another Eno in this giant forklift coming out. And she goes, oh, no, the captain is going to be so mad. Oh, the captain is going to be so mad. And she sort of starts running around in circles as she's doing that.
At first, I'm just like, oh, hi, and start waving, like, really friendly from the forklift. But at that, I think I sort of look back at my compatriots. I'm like, I think we got some company. I think I found a space ghost.
We will investigate, and Welkar will put their hand on the wall, and the insects will run along their hand, forming like a snake, like a vine that runs along the side of the wall. And I want to actually send my body through the hallway
I love
You know,
it.
compromising myself. Can I do that with
cool.
stealth?
Yes, yeah, you absolutely can do that with stealth. That is awesome.
What is the complexity?
So she's pretty distracted right now. So I'm going to say the complexity is 2, because she's looking at this other thing. Oh my goodness!
Huzzah!
Yes, yeah. So you are able to get very close, and it seems like this Eno does not notice you at all as you are making your way closer. Now, this is a hallway you actually came through on the hangar. There was no Eno that was here earlier that you saw. However, you know that right here is a closed door, that you can tell indicator lights indicate it is unlocked. That leads to the hangar, that door.
Okay, and is the door open?
Great question. So that door is currently closed, but it is unlocked.
Mm.
Yeah.
And what is the deal with the wall over here?
It looks like that's totally collapsed. Everything there has shut down. Yeah.
Well, the Eno seems distraught.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we think that it might be safe to proceed together, but Nove Ostrin, perhaps you should dismount from the giant metallic crab.
My ears and whiskers kind of droop a little. I'm like, all right. I'll clamber down.
All right, so you clamber down, and the Eno is looking at you and saying, "Well, we can still fix this. If you could just go back, just lift up the door again with the forklift, put yourselves inside, then I don't have to die, you don't have to die, no one has to die. It's fine. We don't have to die."
Loelmo is going to I don't want to say skitter because I don't think tentacles skitter. She's going to walk across the ceiling and then pop down upside down in front of the ghost. Is there a way to make a check so that she knows this ghost is a ghost?
Yes. Yeah. So knowledge is a skill that would probably come under that. I would also accept something else if you're able to justify it.
Actually, I think she'd like to use empathy.
Oh, yes. Okay, I buy that.
Because it's obviously distraught.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so go ahead.
Lucky.
Empathy, we'll say this is complexity. Are you just trying to know more about them, or do you want to relate to her as well?
I'm going to relate to them as well as speak with them. So
Okay.
empathy. What complexity?
I think that's going to be 3 then.
Heck. Okay. Man, I am passing more in this game than I've ever done in any other.
There you go. Burn Bryte is great if you are a player who wants to pass results.
Doesn't ever want to fail. Okay.
So she looks up at you as you come forward with your sort of very chill attitude. And what do you say, Loelmo, as you make your way forward?
So, what was the last thing she said? She says the captain's going to kill me?
Yes.
Yeah. So Loelmo kind of makes her way across the ceiling and drops down in front of them and turns so that she's looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
My friend, what exactly is your name?
My name is Tina Rye.
Tina Wright. That's so pretty. Oh, that's nice. I'm very, very, I like it a lot. And she reaches out one tentacle to touch her to see if it passes through her.
So your tentacle does not pass through them, but it does feel a little bit like you're touching like gelatin when your tentacle gets close to them.
And I did confirm that she is in fact non-corporeal.
Yeah.
So she's dead. She's a ghost.
Yeah, so while you're having this conversation, you kind of remember where you are in this plasma mine, and there are legends that people who die a plasma-related death, shall we say, submerged or because maybe they ingest some of it and it's a pretty toxic liquid, they have a chance. There are stories that people then rise as ghosts, or what are called plasma ghosts. And plasma ghosts, they sort of border the worlds between wherever we go when we die and wherever we are currently, right? And they border that existence, and that can, in some cases, drive some of them to eventually sort of lose their sense of self because they have one foot in one world and one foot in another, and it can cause them to become violent, but not always. So that's sort of what you know about Plasma Ghost, but she does look much calmer now that you have made your way to her.
So, like, I have some super good news for you and also some kind of bad news, but, like, which one do you want first?
I think bad news, and then good news, because then the good news seems even better, as opposed to the bad news seeming even worse, right? She sort of turns to you, Ava, and says, right, that's how that goes?
Well, if you do the math on it, if you get the bad news first, it gets it out of the way. And then if it's not so bad, you get to recover with some additional good news afterwards. So maybe it's better to go bad news first than good news.
Bad news, then good news. Okay, bad news first.
While the exchange was happening with Ava, Luelmo has actually like taken a cookie out of her pocket. And she's like doing it, and then she looks. Please don't lick the microphone. She's chewing it, and then she looks over at Tina Ray.
Yeah.
And says, "I probably should have told you that they're actually the same thing. So we're going to get it out of the way, like now."
Oh.
The good news kind of is the fact that the captain can't kill you because you're already kind of dead.
And she says, yeah, about that. He's also already dead.
Yeah, but like, why would he care?
Well,
You died twice.
Yes, I've seen it. You can die as a plasma ghost too, and so that's a problem.
Oof.
Yeah.
So you like already know you're a ghost?
Oh yes. Yeah. I mean, look at me. Right? We're all ghosts here. Well, except for you. You're not ghosts, and the crab, which I didn't know worked. Was that fun? That seemed like a lot of fun. That was pretty fun.
Oh man, it was so much fun. You got to give that thing a try. Can you like do things? I don't know how space ghosts work.
What do you mean do things?
Like, can you like? Do you want to get in there and just like take it for like a spin? I bet that thing can pop some mean wheelies.
Would you let me?
Is
I
it
just
still considered a
shrugged.
wheelie if it doesn't have wheels?
Doesn't have claws?
A clawy,
Like you.
yeah.
Clawy?
Yeah, it just like tilts up on the back of claws and teeters.
And so she is sort of looking at it, and it's clear that she is very easily distracted by things. But then she turns back to you, Loelmo, and she says, you see, it's a long story, but we've been here for about a year. We showed up to take some plasma after this place was abandoned, maybe sell it, turn a profit. And then when we were loading the plasma, well, there was an unfortunate, and she points towards the collapsed area. There was an unfortunate collision with another asteroid, and that rocked some things. And anyway, we spilled a bunch of plasma, and the whole crew. Oh, I'm sorry, we're the Starbreaker pirates. The whole crew died inhaling fumes from plasma, and so now we are here, stuck here, kind of. And a lot of the crew has gotten a little Well, they get angry. They have short fuses. Some of them are angry all the time. And then we heard that you were here coming from Egan. We heard you mention Egan while you were walking around. So anyway, the captain thought, well, we should kill you. And I said, no, we should hold you hostage and contact Egan, because then they could turn us into knockos, because they're the medical people. Now, listen, a year ago, they didn't have that technology, but maybe they do now. We haven't really kept up on current events here.
Okay, I kind of have to point out a flaw in your logic. If you're committing a crime to, get healed, I don't think they're going to do it. Also, you might be overestimating how replaceable we are.
Her face just
Also,
drops as you are saying this.
Did any of you guys have when you died a pirate hat?
Oh, yes, we had many pirate hats. Did you want a pirate hat?
I mean, yeah. Who doesn't?
I mean, we have all sorts of hats, and I suppose by the fact that we wore them, that made them pirate hats. But, there's many hats a pirate could wear. Do you like bi-corner, tri-corner? What sort of hat are you looking for?
I think it's going to be more I have to see it to know if I'm going to like it. But anyway, I don't think that, killing us or taking us hostage is a great idea. Maybe if you weren't mean to us, we could go home and be like, hey, there's some pirates and they used to be bad, but now they're dead and they're kind of good, and maybe you could go make them not dead.
Would you do that for us?
I mean, why wouldn't I?
Make a skill roll. You tell me what skill you think you're using here. This probably is one of your social skills.
Kelly's got great social skills.
And so you all know, if someone aids, it reduces the complexity of the check by one. So that's kind of how aiding works. And all you have to do is justify how you aid.
I would like to aid.
All right. What do you want to do, Ava?
Just going back with a little bit of rapport, it feels like Ava and this character's building with the good versus bad option. Every time Lolomo is he just kind of going, yeah, we would help you. And Ava's just just give it the enthusiasm.
There's moral support in the background.
Just cheering on. And if Eva could get close, might even get one of those theirs going on the ghost.
Can multiple people aid?
So you can only benefit from one aid at a time. That's a good question.
I guess it wouldn't be empathy, because I think she's smart enough to know that there's a lot more ghosts than probably them. Mm-hmm. This is gonna be real bad, everybody. I'm going to roll deception.
All right. Noir, did you just have a pirate hat?
Yeah, I was just
looking for mine.
It was just sitting there. You didn't even go that far.
A pirate game once without a hat, and I swore never again.
I don't think you left the frame.
Yeah, it was just there.
Never again will I be caught unprepared.
What?
Oh, I need a pirate hat.
I only.
We were told that there is minimal prep required for this game, and everybody's got costumes.
Sam and Noir just had it ready to go.
I'm gonna go steal one of my husband's eye patches. I'm a pirate.
I mean, you gotta be ready when you're on the holodecks.
I mean, right? Okie dokie. So I will roll deception.
Go for it. Yes. So this is deception, and we'll give you. This will be complexity 2. It was 3, and it's been reduced by Ava aiding.
I'm not a bard in this game.
Woohoo! All right. Okay. Excellent.
Yay.
So Bryte makes you pass.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. See, we can see you passed. You rolled a 4 and a 2. And so she says, well, that sounds great. There are some things that have been put in motion that are going to be kind of hard to stop. So I told the captain my plan. He immediately contacted the closest EGAN ship. They're on their way for you, and he's getting ready to attack them. So that, and there's a lot of murderous ghosts waiting for you all in the hangar bay if you should escape. So good luck with that. We will talk soon. And she sort of melts into the floor as she waves to you.
How do we kill that ghost?
Thank you for your assistance.
I just wave back.
Yeah. So you would know, Ava, that plasma ghosts, they are able to phase through objects and such, but they're also kind of gooey. They're sort of a ghost goo hybrid, a ghost ooze hybrid. And so conventional weapons can harm them.
Sounds like me after eating Cinnabon. I'm ready for this. Don't think about it too much. Let's just go.
So this door's...
No, go ahead. Sorry.
So this door is unlocked. So we could go through there. This leads into space, I'm assuming, correct?
Yeah, so that is a collapsed passage that leads that way. It's probably towards whatever else was going on in the mine. Certainly a bunch of bugs could fit through there if you wanted to try to see what was on the other side.
But my companions can't get through there. Although this would give our friend another opportunity to use the crab. I think we should head through this unlocked door. I think that Welcar is going to actually move along the bugs on the wall and just kind of reform near the door and just hit that open button.
Excellent. Do the rest of you want to position yourselves in front of the door for when it opens?
Sure.
I mean, it's up to you. You can also hang out where you are. That's
I'm down for
totally
that.
fine.
Yeah, Lama will get on, bunch herself up on the ceiling as flat as she can, right in front of the door.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna hang out kind of by where things are collapsed.
I love it. Okay, cool. And Loelmo, you want to be on the ceiling near the door? Okay. Uh-oh. All right, cool. So you hit the door, Welcar, the button, and it raises up into the ceiling. And what you can see in front of you is five plasma ghosts that are standing there. They are all Kithuk. Kithuk are large insectoids. So while Welcar, you are many insects with a hive mind, a Kithuk is one 8-foot-tall cockroach person, basically. Many of them are friendly, and there's all types, but these happen to be ghosts and ghost pirates that are rather violent, as well as there is a large animal. This is a 4-legged animal that has curved back ram's horns. It's got 4 eyes and a long scorpion stinger tail. You all know this animal as an axul, which is a favorite pet of wealthy people to sort of show off their wealth, the same way people in the real world might own a tiger, like that kind of thing. It's frowned upon to own these things. They're wild animals that need a lot of space. But you can look cool and awesome if you have one, and scary. And so it is a favored weapon of many rich people. So that is what you all can see. Now we are headed into combat here in Bryte, and I will tell you a little bit about combat. And also behind them is a swirling pool filled with plasma. And so that iridescent liquid is plasma behind them. Very poisonous and toxic, remember.
So you're telling us we could be cool ass ghosts?
I was like, why don't we just all become ghosts? That could be ghost bugs.
Listen, I'm just a facilitator for fun. If you want to go swimming...
No, I can't eat as a ghost.
That's a good point.
Can ghosts not... Ghosts can't eat, but are ghosts harmed by the burn?
So yes, ghosts are harmed by the burn. So if the burn were to overtake them, they would, same thing that happens to everything else that is harmed by the burn. Disappeared. Yeah. Yeah, so you can't outsmart the burn. And this asteroid is on the edge of the galaxy near the burn too. So that's something to keep in mind. However, so combat happens in 3 different phases. And those phases are phase 1. Now, during phase 1, the enemies declare their actions. And I am totally cool with explaining all of this multiple times. So feel free to ask me to re-explain anything that comes up. During phase 1, enemies just declare what they are going to do. During phase 2, you all get to act in any order. And we'll go into more detail in that and what that means and how that all works when your turns come up. And then during phase 3, any enemy actions that you haven't canceled in some way resolve. So essentially, they're going to declare a bunch of attacks. If you don't find a way to cancel their attacks, those attacks hit and you take damage. And so that is the basic way that works. I also have a GM resource during combat called Collapse Points. I start every battle with 2. Whenever you fail, instead of giving you a consequence like I normally do for a skill roll, I can pull a collapse point instead. I can add a collapse point to my pool, or I can give you a failure consequence, one or the other. If you also have a pool that starts at 0 called advantages, and we'll get into those too in a second. So you can see all of that kind of spelled out here in the initiative tracker. And so let's see. I am going to start declaring attacks. So Ava, the Axul, looks like they are running straight for you. Loelmo, you are up there on top of the ceiling. Looks like one of the ghosts is getting ready to fly to you. Nove, you also have a ghost right behind the one who is attacking Loelmo, who is going to come towards you. Ava, another ghost is going to attack you. And right now they cannot see Welcar, which means that one more ghost is coming towards you, Nove. So there we go. So I have used, you can see there's these different color indicators in Roll20. So I'm using those to indicate which tokens are attacking which tokens here on the board. So that's how we know. But these attacks haven't resolved yet. So now you're going to take your turns. You're a little different because you're special. You're heroes. You're awesome, right? And we want to simulate our favorite science fantasy stories like Guardians of the Galaxy or Thor, where you kind of are able to anticipate what your enemies are going to do, which is how we do this declared action thing that's going on here. So you can see all of that is going on. So now your turn, phase 2. And in phase 2, you all can act in any order, and on your turn, you can take as many actions as you want until you fail. And remember, when you fail, you make things worse. Whenever you attack, whenever you use an item, whenever you try to create an advantage, which we'll talk about very quickly shortly, whenever you make a roll to cancel an attack, right? Like, hey, I can see this person is going to attacking me. I want to dodge it. I want to block it. I want to intimidate them into not attacking me. I want to hide real quick so that they don't see me and the attack doesn't work. Every one of those actions is a separate skill roll. Your first skill roll on your turn starts at complexity 2. Your next skill roll is at complexity 3. And then at complexity 4, and so on. So there's a little bit of a push your luck mechanic. The more actions you take, the more likely you are you're going to fail eventually. So that is sort of the overall scope of how player turn works. The only other thing to mention are advantages. Sometimes you do a thing in combat, like knock over a bookcase to make a whole bunch of books fall on the floor to make obstacles for your enemies, or cut a steam pipe to make steam shoot everywhere. When you do something like that, you generate an advantage. And an advantage can be used. So some of you have special abilities that allow you to use advantages. Nove Ostrin, I believe, has some special abilities that allow them to spend advantages. But anybody can spend an advantage to re-roll a die. So remember, when you fail, you have doubles. You can re-roll one of those doubles when you fail, and that's how that works. So that's sort of the basic overview of combat. I know that's a lot, and so we will learn by play and continue to go that way. But who would like to go first? And feel free to strategize here. If somebody has an idea, they want to go first, or they want to be set up for something, that's all encouraged and good by me.
I'm sorry, did you say we start with some advantage? I just wanted to, sorry.
You do not start with any advantage. Good question.
I would like to go last because I have an ability, Nova ability, called Ball of Death. That allows me to condense into a tight ball that can move through squares occupied by enemies and immediately move up to 10 squares. I can make a single attack roll against every enemy I move through at complexity 3. And each one will take 1 damage. So it looks like they're going to attack us all in one group. So if they do, I could attack all of them at once.
Excellent. And I have just made the squares a little bit more visible here in Roll20, so that we can see them. And on your turn, you can move your speed free once without having to make any sort of skill roll. If you want to move again after that, like a second time, then you do need to make a skill roll. And I should also throw out, you can use any skill to make an attack, as long as you can justify it, because your health levels don't just represent physical health, it's mental and emotional health too. So like, you could berate people with the presence skill to try to make them surrender. You could deceive them into giving up, that sort of thing. So.
I do have a question here. The D12 is the max that a dice size could be, right?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, would anybody like to go first? Okay, I'll go.
Go for it.
Eva's gonna start to walk up, and like every 5 feet, she's basically, please, we don't want to fight you. We don't want to fight you. This doesn't need to happen. And I'm just imagining she's not getting much of the way back, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, then she's getting redder and redder, and then she's like, okay, I don't want to fight. Fine then. And she just like goes nuclear. And I would like to use her Nova ability, Unleash Heat. Each creature within 5 squares of me will take 2 damage.
Whoa, very powerful. Out the gate. Okay. I love it. So that is all of the ghosts and none of your allies. Great that you went first, right? Because if your allies had engaged, this would have been bad news. But yes, so that you unleash this radioactive heat from your crystalline body, and it goes everywhere, and you can see the ghosts like inside. They're sort of inside start to boil and bubble and pop, and there is everywhere this viscous, sizzling liquid starts to land.
Then I'm going to push my luck because I love this gambling mechanic where we're just. I'm going to have her target this big boy with some punches.
Okay.
She's just going. I really didn't want to do this. Is essentially what she's yelling as she's about to attack him. That's going to be complexity 3.
So this will be complexity 2 because you didn't have to make Nova abilities are special. Some require skill rolls, some don't, depending on what they are. So yeah.
All right, so let's see. Okay, so that the first one is a pass.
That is a pass. So your fist connects. Boom. This looks like a very tough critter, though.
He was gonna go, Uncle, boom, Uncle. Oh, hold on, let me do complexity 3.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Boom. You hit again, and this thing lets out a. It looks very bad, but it is still standing.
Hey, Uncle. complexity 4. Oh,
Oh, all
I
right.
had to push it.
That is a fail. And
Let's
that is
go.
3 4s in that failure. So let's see. What do we get here? Your allies lose faith in you. So I think what happens is you look badass, right? There's this sizzle. You're punching. And so you all tell me, what causes you in this final punch that does not connect to lose faith in your ally Ava?
This is why 100,000 are better than one.
Excellent. And I think we'll get into conditions here, Noir. So you can feel the disappointment of Wellcar, right? Just you've had this conversation before, probably, about trying to explain how one can be 1,000. So look at your character sheet, Ava, and you can see on your sheet you've got these conditions in the condition box. And so there are good conditions. Those are the hearts with the plus sign in them. And there are bad conditions. Those are the hearts with the minus sign in them, positive and negative. So click the negative heart, the smallest one. Yeah.
Oh, things turned red. I don't like that.
Yeah. You can unclick the big one and just click the really small one.
Oh, okay.
So you see how hearts with minus signs appeared next to all of your skills, right?
Yep.
And so this means this condition only affects one skill. It is a minor condition. When you have a moderate condition, it affects one category of skills. So like all your mental, all your physical, or all your social. And when you have a major condition, it affects all of your skills. So what this does is it's going to automatically, Roll20 will take care of this for you, increase the complexity of skill rolls you make with a skill. And I think that skill is going to be melee, because that's what you failed with. I think that's what it's got to be.
Ava's just going to look at them after the miss hit and just go, I'm sorry, I cooled off.
Does your color change as you do that? You were like red, and then you just turn back into this like pink.
Each punch, she was just becoming more and more blue. Now she's like ice cold blue. Like, I'm not angry anymore.
While you're standing there in front of all of these dangerous ghosts.
That's awesome. Who would like to go next? So I know that you want to go last, Wellcar. So Loelmo. Okay. Go ahead.
It could make sense of the narrative unless somebody else wants to. If I think that 100,000, this is why you send 100,000 to do the job.
Yes, excellent.
I would also like to help out Eva because she is surrounded by ghosts. I would also like to use my Nova ability. So I counted it out. I can I move through them like this and attack like that?
Yes.
With my ability? Is that how it works?
Yep.
That's exactly 10.
That is exactly how it works.
Sweet. So I would like to do that. I would like to use my Nova point.
Okay.
To use Ball of Death. So I have to make a single attack skill roll. I really like how, there isn't an attack necessarily here. I'd actually like to roll with stealth because I'm going to whisper to myself, expressing my my loss of faith in Eva, but I also want to help out my teammates. So I'd actually like to slither along the floor. And I noticed that there are all of these grates on the ground where they're standing. And I'd like to attack all of them through the grates as the insects kind of like swarm all around them in this ball.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I love that. So yes, here is the Ball of Death.
I will also erase my poor drawing. So let me roll my attack, and I guess I'll end up over here. And what's the complexity of this attack?
So this is 3 because that's what the Nova ability says. So
gotcha.
Boom. But it's so you get to use stealth. So go ahead.
I'm going to use my stealth, and I'll pass. So that means I make a single attack skill roll against every enemy I move through. So that means
so that's the skill roll is you made it and you've hit them all.
They each take 1 damage.
Nice. Okay. So they each take 1 damage, which after the unleash heat means that many of these pirates disappear. The Axul is still standing, and you can see, so it also means that those of you who were being attacked by those pirates will not be next round, because they are gone. So I'm going to remove those markers from y'all.
So does that mean that the large one is still going to attack Eva?
It does mean the large one will still attack Eva, although you have more allies to act, and you can keep going on your turn.
So I've got a question about defending. Can I defend Eva?
You can, yes.
How does that work?
So you tell me. You can see this thing is getting ready with its ghostly scorpion tail to strike at Eva. You tell me how you would like to defend.
Well, what I'd like to do is I'd actually like to take the 100,000, my colony, me, and I'd like to actually cover Eva in a suit of armor. And I'd like to face all of the wings outwards. So it's like this iridescent armor flows all over Eva.
I would love that. That's awesome.
But to tempt the snack loving character, I'd like to have the jelly on the back, moving the jelly away from Eva. And this might be the first time that the jelly is actually visible to Loelmo. But I'd like to defend Eva that way by covering Eva, literally covering Eva with my colony, with me.
I love it. I love it. Yes. Yes. Do it.
Do I have to roll for that?
Yes, yeah. So that would be a skill roll. This will be complexity 2 because you used a Nova point first. So you tell me what skill you think this could be. There's a lot of things I would...
I think it might be athletics. I might want to steel myself against an incoming blow.
Perfect.
So let's roll that.
Yes. So that
go.
is a pass. And that means that when the tail comes crashing down, you will be defended, Eva. And the attack is not going to harm you. So all attacks have currently been canceled, which means now it's time to kick some Axul butt.
And that's it for me.
Okay, cool. That's a great turn. So Nove or Loelmo?
Loelmo sees something.
I'll reposition myself here for you.
Loelmo sees something that looks delicious. And temporarily distracted from the fight, she's going to kind of, I guess, sneak across the ceiling.
Okay, nice.
Like the tiptoes, like if you can imagine, like bum 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 ba da da da, like she's doing the Ultros walk from Final Fantasy VI. And she's going to reach out very gently with a tentacle and like touch the jelly to see if it is actually. What have you done, Daniel?
You said you like snacks, and then
I mean, I'm about to like eat your queen.
You're not eating the queen. You are eating the one thing in the entire galaxy that can actually give my people a queen.
It's true.
I am eating the hope of your species.
As you touch it, I think that all of the gold flakes that are submerged in it kind of like move to the surface to meet your tentacled hand, and they kind of prevent you from actually touching the jelly itself.
So I assume I'd have to roll sneak for the sneak across the ceiling.
Yeah, I think if you don't want to be seen, you're going to have to roll that sneak. And it does sound like the jelly has this defensive capability that you need to be aware of as well.
Complexity?
2, because it's your first.
No!
No! All right.
My first fail.
Let's see. What does the failure ring? I am also fine if you have an idea for failure here, Kelly, or Daniel, that you would like to bring up, or really anybody if they have an idea.
Let's work together.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, I'm going to pretend that her brain works very similar to mine, and she just saw something really glittery and distracting come flying towards her hand, and she's like, shiny.
I think all of the eyes are going to open because all of the wings are facing the huge creature. So all of the eyes are just going to be facing Loelmo. It's like they all open.
Nice.
So she's touching the little gold flake. She sees the eyes come towards her, and I'm a little confused as to whether I actually have eyes Or not.
So you do, yes. You have eyes on either side. You can see on your mini here. Let me see if
Am I
can...
wearing sunglasses, by the way?
No, you just have like cool black shark eyes, you know.
Okay.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. What did I want to do? I want to I think there it is. So we can bring up. Oh yeah, you are wearing sunglasses. Look at that. That's
Yeah, I
awesome.
told you.
Yeah, you totally are wearing sunglasses.
So when the eyes all spin to look at her, her eyes go really big and her sunglasses fall to the floor.
Oh, nice.
We think this is awkward.
Yeah. So I think there's some awkward tension here. What would you say, because failure does tend to cost people something, what would you say, Daniel, that the gold flakes do to a thief?
Ooh. I think they're gonna mark the thief with a pheromone.
Oh, all right. Yes. So you now have a marked
Rude.
pheromone on you, which brings us to Nove Ostrin. It is your turn.
Oh man, I think at this point I'm just sort of like, oh, all right, because there's nothing left but an axolotl.
Axul. Yes.
Axul.
Yeah.
I'm
It's just a
kinda
made-up word.
I'm just sort of like, okay, that's neat and weird. And I'm gonna pull out my little pocket pistol and just sort of fire in something of a panic, sort of like trying to move like across the doorway. And it's a complexity 1 for my first thing, right?
Yeah. Complexity 2 for your
2,
first
I mean,
thing.
yeah, sorry, 2. Ranged.
Nice.
Oh, no, I don't have the actual screen up. Hey, I passed.
Yeah, that is a hit. So you do hit the Axul. It's like on its last ghostly legs here, as it is teetering back and forth.
Awesome. Do I have to roll for like a damage? I don't see on my sheet.
So all weapons deal 1 damage, right? That's
okay.
So we basically track hits. There are some weapons that might deal more based on qualities that they have. I think some of you have
anything noted.
Yeah,
so.
some of you have what's called a charge weapon that has a number after it. And that means if they're weapons that magically build up a charge as you use them. That means if you're rolling 4, or like if you have a charge 4 weapon, if you're rolling 4 or more dice, you deal 2 damage when you get to that 4 or more dice level. So it's like, oh yeah, you really want to push your luck to get into that space, kind of.
Okay.
But yeah.
You know what? I'll push my luck and try to take another shot at this thing. I just sort of peek out from around the door and like, pew pew. Let's try it again. So now it's a 3, right?
Yes.
For complexity.
Yes. Yes.
I believe in you.
Hey, pass again.
Yes, that is excellent. How would you like to remove from the fight this ghostly Axul?
Hey! I think you sort of, as I'm running across the door to like shooting and to try to hide, you just sort of see my tail is all big and puffy the way a cat's does when it's like freaked out. And I'm just sort of, okay. And the first one I think sort of hits this thing in its arm with like this, it's got like a weapon, right? That like wicked looking weapon. So I think I sort of hit that so it falls first, and then I get it like right between the cockroach eyes or whatever. And I'm just like, oh.
Yes, and it just sort of melts into that grating below it as you deal your final blow to this ghost. And so you deal that blow to this ghost, and all of a sudden, there is a sudden call on your communication badges. You each have a communication badge that is connected to Rogue, the magical intelligence that helps run your ship and is sort of acts as your autopilot, your computer in Star Trek, if you will. And she says, we have a situation out here. It looks like a space battle has started just in front of the hangar. Bunch of pirates attacking a defenseless ship. And I think
we're missing it.
I think that is where we will take a quick 5-minute break, and then we will be back here for some more Trapped at the Edge, the exciting conclusion. So thank you all so much. Woo! Hey, everybody, we are back, and it is awesome to see you. I am super, super happy that you are all here. I just am looking at your captions, Daniel. You managed to get the vote in there, which is very important. Vote! But
I'm in Canada.
That's right. So yeah, everybody get out there and vote. A little civic-minded responsibility here. And now we are going to take a trip to Spaceship Combat Land, where you all are. Well, maybe not combat. We'll see. But there is spaceship combat happening before you right now. So this is your beautiful ship, the Rogue Explorer, as you can see here before you. And the Rogue Explorer is a ship that, if this were a Bryte campaign, you would have actually built together. You can customize all of these purple spaces on the Rogue Explorer with different ship components and things like that. We have on your ship right now these two cannons, which can target anything in the near zones of your ship. The green outlines are engines, and the blue are the pilot's chairs. Anybody who is in those spaces can move the ship back and forth. This pink outlined object is the MI. Your magical intelligence. It's a chair that has all sorts of sensors on it that you can place on your body very quickly and then jack into MI space. MI space is a space that doesn't exist physically. It exists magically, where you can interact with your MI. Sometimes enemies will hack into your MI, and you need to go into MI space to defend them, and that sort of thing. So that is sort of a very, very broad overview of your ship. Does anybody have any questions?
No, this looks cool.
All right.
Can I make it so that I can just float like no gravity?
I feel like I'm playing FTL, and then I'm just getting real scared.
I'm kidding, Jen. I'm kidding.
Great question. So there is artificial gravity, magic gravity on your ship. I guess not artificial. It's very real. Works the same way. But you could turn that off if you all kind of want to be on the float. Certainly.
I think I'm probably the only one that would enjoy that. So
I think I
let's
turn
not.
into a cloud. Do I turn into a cloud of bugs?
Right, yeah, that would
Yeah,
be
amazing.
Discorporate.
They'd all need to hold on to each other, right? Like a little
like fire ants in water.
Like a little bug kumbaya chain.
Aw.
yeah, exactly. Fire ants form rafts and stuff.
Yeah, in water.
Yes.
I mean, I'll just dig my claws into the ground if you want to float around. It's cool.
So
I don't think it's important.
as you make your way onto the ship, that is when you are greeted, sort of booming throughout the speakers that are on your ship. You hear the voice of Rogue, who says, "Oh, it's bad. This Egan Overguild ship showed up. That ship is called the Caduceus, and it's a big transport. Doesn't really have a lot of weapons, actually, though. And they were hailing our ship to make sure that you were okay. And I said, yes, everything was fine. And then out of nowhere, this small fleet of pirate ships suddenly appeared and started to attack them. And they've disabled that ship. It's floating in space. It's not responding to any of our hails. And now I think those pirates are gonna go on board. I intercepted some of the chatter. I could play it back for you if you'd like.
I think that would be helpful, yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I would love to hear it.
And so they play back the voice of this pirate captain you can hear, who says, "Yar, mateys." That's right. That's how space pirates talk here in Bryte.
Yes.
And he says,
now.
"We be ghosts here, and we were hoping that you might be able to give us the cure for being ghosts." And there's there's like a long pause followed by laughter on the other end as somebody says, listen, is this a joke? We all know that 1, space ghosts super rare. 2, there is no cure, buddy. All right, I don't know what you're trying to pull. Is this Wellcar? Wellcar, you jokester, is this you trying to play some kind of practical joke? And then you hear, all right then, attack! And that's where the recording ends.
Wonderful.
Like, I don't think that they did anything nice to that ship, especially because I lied and said that they could totally fix them.
There is a long pause, and then Ro goes, "What? You told them what?"
I mean, like, it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Well, I guess science can cross many bounds, so I guess there's a chance. I don't know that this is research that anyone has poured a lot of time
I don't
into.
think it really matters right now. I think we need to, like, go save that ship.
I think you're probably right.
I'm out of cookies. And she goes to whatever the passage for the food thing, food replicator.
Sure. Yeah. There are some cookies. In fact, there are some cookies, like you have options of cookies, and there is one cookie that is the same sort of teal color as the royal jelly that Wellcar carries around.
I'm going to take that one, and I will also take a white chocolate macadamia because that is the king of cookies.
Agreed. And you'll hear no argument from me. Macadamia nuts, delicious. White chocolate, delicious. So good.
I'm sadly allergic to nuts.
Oh no. We'll go for a white chocolate key lime cookie. Very good. Very good as well.
This is my curse.
Oatmeal raisin all day, every day. I will die on this field.
Oatmeal raisin. That's a bold choice, I have to say, Noir. That is a bold choice. That is not a crowd pleaser, but you know what? More white chocolate macadamia nut for us. That's what I say. So what would you all like to do? You do have space pirates who are pursuing a direct course towards a ship that is currently helpless out here in space.
Do we have much choice? I think we've given them false hope that they will be able to regain their humanity, and they are now intent on taking said cure from us.
But, like, they were probably criminals to begin with. So, like, maybe they wouldn't have been given it anyway, even if it was, like, a thing.
So then why did you tell them that you could?
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Okay.
Well, Car.
I'm gonna slowly start like deflating.
She's gonna so Welmo is going to kind of sidle up to Wellcar. So, like, what's that jelly you've got? Because it looked really good.
It is good. It is the last hope for my people.
Do you have any more?
Do I have more hope?
There's always more hope.
You
should vote, everybody.
There is this is the last hope. Our great hive was incinerated by the burn, and only we survived. And with it, we took the last hope, the first meal of our future queen.
But, like, does she need all of it?
This jelly will sustain her during her infancy. And
like, babies don't eat that much. Like, can I have, like, a little?
We strongly object. This is the last hope of our people, and well, now you've put us in a compromising position.
All I did was touch it.
Procuring plasma is one of the only ways that we could purchase an asteroid big enough for us to have a new temporary planet, to raise our new queen. But now you've put us at risk. Our earnings are at risk.
She is distracted already.
I feel like this happens a lot too. If Wellcar like lectures people, they're just like, no.
Right. They're like, oh boy, here
Well,
Wellcar
yeah, it
goes
happened a lot
again.
to my
Wellcar's
parents, too.
talking about, being the last of their kind.
Right, here they go again.
You lost me at you can't eat this piece of hope.
So
Exactly.
meanwhile,
I mean, when else am I going to be able to eat hope?
meanwhile, Nove and Ava, what are you two doing while this conversation is going on?
Eva is just doing some breathing exercises, trying to get mad again so she can get heated, but it's not working because she's like really content at the moment. So it's just like, okay, just get mad. All right. When hugs are too short, there are people shooting at us.
Welmo yells across the room, every time I told you I didn't want you to hug me.
Oh my God, just let me hug you. Like, and there's like a little bit of red, but then it goes back blue. No, but thanks for helping. Oh my God, you're so nice. And then the blue gets bluer. Like, no. Okay. Okay. Here, I just, and he even takes a look outside to see, I almost call it the Taliesin formation.
I mean, it's canon now.
It's
That's
canon, yeah.
Then there's the Percy. Then there's the
Eva,
Molly.
Eva, if you look outside, and then you see those ships.
Yes.
Those are plasma ghosts who kill with hugs.
That's true.
Kill with hugs.
I know hugs are your most favorite thing, but we are about to be attacked by pirates who literally weaponize hugs. Do you want them to do that?
They're not even hugging us. They're like,
they're going to hug us with the guns of their ships.
That's not a hug. That's just being shot at. She's becoming more red.
They're gonna hug us with like.
They're going to hug us
lasers.
to death.
Okay, I'm starting to feel it.
And look, if they hug us in their style of hugging, you might not be able to ever hug again.
Let's take them down. I'm ready to go. Take me to the guts. I'm really amped up. I'm ready to do this.
Nove.
Nobody uses hugs like this.
Nove Ostrin, you at that point, your magical intelligence rogue says to you, "Is there anything you'd like me to do, Nove?" As if you are the adults in the room right now.
I think Nove had been sort of just watching the like space battle outside, like they're a cat watching like birds, like just like their head zipping and following the ships going around.
Are you doing that little chittery thing?
Yeah, like if you listen, you hear that like kind of like little purr, just like I'm at attention, and I hear Rogan like, oh, I don't know. I guess we're gonna go help these folks, or should we put like shields up or something? Do we have shields? I'll just like start hitting things again.
I'm amped up. Show me the shields.
And Rogue says, it looks like they're headed for us. And that is where we will get into. It seems like you have been picked up on their sensors as an active ship now. And so they're dealing with the active threat in front of them. And so phase 1, enemies declare action. Guess what? They are firing on your ship. So we have 2 interceptors, which are the green and the blue ship, and the purple ship is called the Black Hole. It is the flagship of the Starbreaker pirates, and they are firing missiles at you. So I'm going to spend a collapse point to do a more intense attack that is more damaging as they begin to make their way towards you. You guys can...
The GM, I have a question.
Oh, yes.
Why would you do such a thing to us?
I am merely a facilitator for fun and storytelling.
Because the collapse points needed to be spent.
Yeah, I need to demo collapse points.
This is a demo. You have to demo how the players can be put in peril.
Yeah, I need to demo how death and dying rules work.
I will never forgive you.
One question, how dare?
And you can all, at the beginning of this, actually move yourself on the map wherever you would like to be at the start of spaceship combat. So you don't have to start kind of all in a bunch there. So yeah. Now to target them with your laser cannons, which you don't have to do, you can take any tactic you'd like here.
Pew, pew.
You do need to move them into one of the near zones. And then otherwise, this works mostly like regular combat. There's a few things that may happen, like hole breaches or fires that can happen. If those come up, we'll deal with them when they happen. Your ship has 4 health levels that are represented by the health levels of your MI. So just so you know kind of how many health levels you have, your ship actually has a shared character sheet that is available that just shows your health levels. Something called your livability rating, which is important in campaigns.
What is unsealed argent? That seems like something important.
Great question. So argent is actually your money, and you in a campaign you can seal some away, and every 100 days that grows 10% as long as it is sealed. Because argent is also like an underwater organism. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, that's how that works.
Okay.
And here is my crown for this battle.
Oh my.
Yes.
I like it.
Welcar is going to move to the engines.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. So Welcar's back at the engines. Where does Nove Ostrin and Loelmo want to be?
Boo, boo, boo. The seats in the 4, that's like steering, right? You said that's
yes.
the helm?
Yeah, that's the pilot chair.
I'll head that way.
Excellent. So, and just like regular combat, you can take evasive actions with your ship to avoid incoming attacks.
I'm gonna barrel roll!
Lo, where would you like to be?
Oh, I'm muted. No, I'm not. Haha, for once. Oh. Is there a way that I can I don't really know how to explain it, but like I can be the one that runs between the stations in case something happens to somebody, and I can
Sure, yeah.
take
It's
care of
yeah, you would just want to position yourself on the map where you think would be the sort of the best place for that to be. Yeah.
probably right about here. Mostly because I think Wellcar's probably not in too much danger at the moment.
Probably not if he's down there at the back.
But
Yeah.
Eva and Novostrin are definitely like in the danger zone.
That's right. The highway to the danger zone, one might say.
Thank you.
I think
Thank
that's
you.
a song. Mm.
It's true. Don't sing it because then
We can't.
No, it's,
yeah.
it's
No.
after 1920. I don't know it.
So I know, poor Noir. Now it's like it's in your head. You gotta. Okay, great. So now it is phase 2, which means you all can act in any order on your turn. Now, what would you like to do first? Or who would like to act first? I should really
What
ask.
can we do at our various stations? If I'm at the engine,
So the engine, you can move the ship if you would like to, forward or backward. Like if you wanted to get away from the fight, you would move one way. And essentially, when the ship moves, I move the other tokens around you to indicate that the ship is moving. And so one skill roll moves the ship, one zone is one way to think of it. So we could move your enemies into the 4 zone, and then you could like try to move them onto the side of you or that sort of thing if you wanted to.
so what's the difference between the engine and the pilot?
So the engine, you can also do things like overdrive to get more speed and that sort of thing. The pilot can steer, so the pilot can like avoid attacks or pull off more daring maneuvers, while the engines are all about like moving back, forward, or side to side, but also you can like boost power if you wanted to, and sometimes the engines can get damaged and that kind of thing. So yeah.
I'd like to power the engines then. I'd like to give us a boost.
Yes.
Welcar is going to send their body into the engines to actually work the engines.
Yes.
Leaving like a tiny little baby Welcar holding the jelly outside.
Oh, just a one defenseless baby well car holding that jelly.
Mhm.
I love
And
And Loelmo's not at a station.
it.
it's just a
Like
tiny
taking
little
jelly
well card.
from a baby.
I mean, lots of babies. He can have another one. I mean, honestly, we'll just,
So this is a complexity 2 skill roll.
You know what? Let's do some. I feel like this is. You know what I'm going to do? Since there are. I'm going to assume that there are like gears and little whirly things inside the engine. I'm going to have all the tiny little bugs run on them and use athletics.
Excellent. I love that. Yes. So go ahead. And that like
Complexity
makes them
2.
go faster. And
Yeah.
like electricity starts arcing across the engine to indicate that you are having a successful time here overdriving the engines. So
Some of them are beating their wings to cool everything.
yes. I love it. So you are down there by the engines. The engine starts to go faster and faster. I am going to, because you're making your ship work better, I'm going to throw an advantage here in the pot. And are you also trying to move the ship? Or you're just like boosting them to get ready?
You're muted, Daniel.
Darn! I'm just boosting it.
Okay,
so that
great.
Novi Austria
Nice.
can do something super cool.
Scotty would like to know if you are giving it all she's got.
Chat, are you giving it all?
It's not. He needs
Donations.
$55
We need
more to get a
donations.
treat. I have the treat bag in his view, but I won't give him one until we get to the next 100.
Oh.
Come
gotta
on.
donate.
Come on, you've
on,
got to do
chat.
this. Look at this
Look at
little
this-
pupper.
Look at his little face. He's
Oh.
so sad.
He's so sad. He's the most
Baby.
adorable pupper I've ever seen. Don't tell my dog. So yes, yeah, you get it rolling, and you've generated an advantage here. Do you want to keep doing stuff, or is this good?
No, I'm gonna give spotlight to others.
Excellent. All right. Who would like to go next then? Who would like the spotlight?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'm here, but I don't know what this thing does. Does it do something awesome?
So that's the MI jack, where you can jack in to interact with your magical intelligence in a magical space.
Dope. Let's see. What dope stuff can I do in my space again?
So you could try to invade another ship's MI space. So like once you're in MI space, okay. So you want to try to invade another ship's MI space. Okay.
Yeah, in my head, it looks like the little chair from the Matrix, where I just put it like lay down, put a little thing in the back of my neck. Let's get it.
Yeah, and that is basically what it is. Is one of those sort of Matrix styles chairs with a bunch of sensors on it that you can get in, and now you are here in MI space.
Oh yeah, we're doing this. All right. I would like to kung fu at the other ships in my space.
Okay, so you tell me, what skill roll are you using to attack their that ship's MI and get into the MI space? This is sort of like magical hacking is what you're doing right now.
I am going to use. I've got that condition on melee, and that's my favorite thing to do. So I'm going to use perception.
Mm-hmm.
And my argument is I'm looking through the matrix-like coding to find like the critical core systems. Like I want to turn their air off and see what happens.
Yes. Okay, I love it. So which ship? One of the little fighters or the big flagship?
God,
Wait, dude.
I've named them in my own head, and I can't stop. Can I take down Caduceus? Because I think that was the real one. Yeah, that's right. I'm coming for you, Caduceus.
You want to?
Do plasma ghosts breathe air? Do they breathe oxygen?
You know
Great
what? I
question.
didn't think this through.
They do not need to breathe.
Creator of the game, do they?
No. In fact, they can survive in space.
Mark.
Good
Noir,
to
you
know.
missed your opportunity. We definitely need to have the swarm of bugs kill Caduceus.
Oh! Oh,
Please don't hate me, Towson.
Who will be playing in the game after this, by the way.
Oops.
I would like to use Lorenzo EX to take down the Molly ship.
Okay, so you
Yeah, I'm gonna roll my perception.
Perception, and you want to attack the Caduceus, which is the friendly
Yes.
ship.
Yes. Oh wait, no, God, darn it.
Okay,
No,
just
please.
making sure. The black hole
Okay.
is the
The
flagship.
black hole.
Okay,
that's
gotcha.
The one. Okay. This is the problem with coming up with inside jokes.
Hey, listen, I don't
Well,
mind
wait.
if you're gonna, you do you.
Eva turned heel on you guys. Nobody suspected. All right, yay! Perception.
Yes, so you get in there and you attack their MI space, and you are able to make some systems go critical in there. And you see the black hole's MI in MI space has taken a form, like a digital form that kind of looks like a giant tarantula, and is in there like flailing around. Yeah. Do you want to
like
keep
that.
going?
The system's gonna be bad for me because I can't say no. Yeah, winner, chicken dinner.
All right.
Let's go.
Yeah, you deal more damage. More critical systems are failing. You all can sort of see on your sensors that this is happening. All right. Do you want to keep going?
Oh
boy! Oh, it's a failure. It's a failure. And you know what that means? We're gonna roll.
I've heard this.
So the failure is
attract
the wrong kind of attention, which I think is this
no.
giant magical tarantula in front of you, sees you now invading its space, grabs you and sinks its digital fangs into you, and you suffer a health level of damage.
Ooh, that stings.
And now, Loelmo or Nove, would you like to go?
Lavalmo's looking at her skill sheet. Nove.
Okay. Let's see. I think we had an engine boost thanks to Wellcar, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay. I think I want to kind of floor it and try to sort of play like space chicken with the space pirates as like a distraction to let the Caduceus get like more distance, you know?
Yes.
Like a blocker ship kind of.
Yes.
So I think I'd like to roll for, I guess, would that be deceive maybe? Because I'm trying to like sort of feint at them.
Yeah,
in,
I
like, a
buy it.
way.
That's great.
Okay, let me give that a try. Complexity 2 for starting, right?
Yes, and that will move them into a near zone as well.
Sweet. And that is a pass.
Nice. That's a pass. So you have gotten them closer, and I'm also going to give an advantage for that because I think you know you're playing chicken. You've got the engines are overridden. You're like in a really really good place right now. So you've got 2 advantages cooking for you.
Okay.
yeah.
And those can be spent for like an automatic success or an ability, right?
So they can be spent on abilities or to re-roll. Yeah,
To re-roll,
a
okay.
failed roll. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to then I'm gonna try to take like a shot at the leading pirate ship sort of as we zip past.
Excellent.
Let's see, would that just be arranged, I guess, then to fire? Is that how that would work for this?
Sure,
or-
yeah, I buy that totally.
I was just using my laser pistol, so I'm just like hee whispering to myself pew pew while I'm hitting the button. And that's another pass.
And
Ha-ha.
which ship are you going for?
I'm aiming for the flagship.
Excellent. Yeah, the flagship is looking real bad now. It's taken quite a bit of damage between your antics and Ava's antics. Do you want to keep going? You do have incoming attacks as well.
Okay. So would I need to? Could I like evade an attack or try to? Is that something I would need to do now on my turn, or is that like a reactionary thing?
So that would be on your turn. You or somebody else could evade the attacks as well. There's 2 pilot chairs there, so Loelmo could always hop into the chair if Loelmo wants to, if they're not trying to steal jelly from a baby.
I know.
Listen, I think you all have a really bad opinion of me, and I'm not comfortable with it.
Mhm. Mm-hmm.
Also, you really don't want Kelly steering anything.
All right. I'll get my barrel roll in if I can.
Yes, I love it. Yes.
Oh my god, but we have gravity turned on. We're all gonna fall to the ceiling.
No, but it's gravity turned
Yeah,
up.
I know.
I think
I
this
know.
is just, I think you want gravity turned off.
Whatever.
really.
No, I got my claws anyway. I think one of the pilot chairs has like a bunch of claw marks in
Yes.
like the arms.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I'm going to call, I don't know, I think that would be maybe a perception roll to like
To
avoid
barrel roll.
the lasers or whatnot.
Yes, yeah, I love it.
All right, and I think this
Makes sense.
is 4 now I'm up to, so I'm really tempting fate. That is a fail.
All right, you do have 2 advantages, which means you can re-roll 2 of those dice if you want to, a 3 and a 1, to see if you get different results. Although that is a D4, so
Yeah, it's pretty risky. I'll let somebody else do something cool with the advantage because I think that's too shoddy to give it a try. So I'm just sort of doing my roll and I'm like, oops.
yeah, and I think let's see. What do you think the consequence for failure here is, Sam?
Oh goodness. I mean, I was trying to avoid getting hit by an attack, so getting hit in some way at least.
Okay, yeah, I think one of the laser bolts all like hits you faster, right? You actually fly into a laser bolt instead of avoiding it, and your ship does take 1 damage as they are hit, which means Lo, it's your turn.
That'll buff out.
Okay, so like the first thing I'm gonna do is a special ability
Mm-hmm.
that I haven't used yet, and I figure we should show it off, right? So I'm going to cast Healing Aura
Ooh, nice.
where I'm at, meaning that at the end of the turn, myself and any creature I choose, which in this case is Eva and Nova, is going to regain 1 health level.
Nice. And we'll also
Okay.
say that washes over the ship and does
Huzzah.
help some of the damage there in the ship as well.
Okie dokie.
Cool.
And then since I guess that's not a pass-fail thing, that's just a thing I do.
Yeah, a lot of Nova Point things are just happen.
Well, that wasn't even Nova Point. That was just special ability.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah.
That wasn't even my Nova. My Novas are really cool. But I haven't had a chance to use them yet.
Would you like to?
Although, do I breathe oxygen?
You breathe oxygen and water, so you're amphibious.
Heck.
Yes. But
I can't go
you
into
can
space.
use the laser cannons to direct like a special ability if you want to.
Oh, heck. I'm going to go right over to those laser cannons and grab them with my little feathery tentacles. And I'm going to use my Nova ability, Echo Beam.
Yes. Okay.
So, just so that chat can see, you shoot a powerful beam of force from your reliquary at a foe. You can spend 1 Nova point and make a skill roll to attack 1 target you can see within 10 squares of you. If the attack hits, it deals 3 damage, and the target gains a significant negative condition.
Right. And that affects all their skills, or in the case of enemies, all of your rolls against them are better, is how that works.
So she will go to the port side. I remember these words. To the port side. Oh crap, they're actually written on the map. I should have just read them. To the port side, and fire directly at the lead ship.
Excellent.
The black hole. And so what skill would I use for that? Ranged?
That would work. Yeah, I buy that. If you have something else you can justify, go for it. But it's only complexity 2 because it's the first time your turn you're using it. So, and you've got 2 advantages. So odds are in your favor.
The only other thing I would see if you would agree to is empathy, simply because she's realizing that there's a lot of probably dead people on the other ship.
Sure. So you're
Or
letting your
that they could
sorrow to try to make this right. Or I see what you're saying. Yeah. You want to help.
Like people that she could help, and she wants to get the obstacles out of her way.
Yes, I love it. Do it. All right.
Pass.
So how does your echo beam go through this cannon to blow up this ship?
Oh, really? Ha! So she will aim for what she thinks is the engines. She's probably not too great with engineering, but her empathy is so powerful for the fact that like all fibers of her being want to go help the people that need her help right now. That it just explodes, and because it's me, it's glittery, and it's going to be like this glittery beam that just shoots a hole straight through the ship.
Excellent. Excellent. It shoots this hole straight through the ship, and your ship, you can see, is just now, or that ship is sort of spinning out there in space. And in space, no one can hear ghost pirates scream, but if you could, you would. And so they go off, and you see the fighter pilots sort of peel off in that direction, chasing down the flagship. And you get radio communication from the Caduceus, which says, we're out here, we're adrift. Thanks for coming to save us.
Do you need help? Like, is there anybody there that like needs healing? Because I can totally teleport, because I'm pretty sure that's a thing that exists here. I don't know if it exists here or not, honestly.
And they say, yeah, we could use your help. Why don't you come on over? And that is Bryte. So yes, thank you all so much for playing. This was a lot of fun. Yes, you did. You blew up a ship with glitter.
Oh my God! Can you imagine the craft supply cleanup?
I don't think there's anything more on brand than that for you.
Yeah, that's pretty perfect.
I would want tiny baby Wellcar to actually offer Luelmo some jelly at the end. As like a tiny sampling, like a Costco sample.
Yeah. There's like
she'll flatten herself out on the floor. Like I used to have a Great Dane that would flatten themselves out for tiny dogs. And she flattens herself out on the floor. And she's like, you know what? I don't really want to eat your hope.
You've given us more.
Okay. And she grabs it and shoves it in her mouth.
Sounds good.
Listen, I can only be magnanimous to a point.
You insist.
And it tastes like Cool Ranch.
Ranch Doritos?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, that's
Cool
delicious
Ranch
hope.
Dorito jelly?
Look,
I mean, it could be like, there's like candy
this is science
bacon
fantasy.
jelly.
This is science fantasy.
That's true. I buy it.
You know what? I think your hope sounds disgusting.
Oh my gosh. That's very judgy.
So thank you all for playing Bryte. Why don't we quickly, slowly, mosey, however much time you need, let's talk about the various things y'all are working on and where people can find you. And Sam, let us begin with you.
Oh, sure. First, thank you so much, James, for having me play and letting me try Bryte the first time. I had a blast with the system. It was really cool. But hey everyone, I am Sam. You can find me on Twitter at @TheSamWisest. I'm Samwise_Gamegee here on Twitch. I'm a disability advocate and a TTRPG streamer. I'm the accessibility director over at the Chromatic Chimera, which is mostly where you can see me stream. I will be streaming tomorrow for our Quest of the Soaring City game with no initiative. It's a quest campaign. We just started season 2, so it's a great time to come and check it out. And Wednesday I will be playing in our Fantasy Age campaign, Agora's Bells. Come and give that a look. Most of the things I do are with the Chimera, so if you go over there, you can find me.
Excellent. And since you set up the Chimera so well, Noir, why don't you tell us where people can find you?
Hello. Outro's gonna be much better. Here we go. Hi, I'm Noir. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch as the Noir Enigma. I am the diversity and sponsorship director over at Chromatic Chimera. You can also find me on. There on Friday with Bloody Portrait. In just about an hour, you can find me on Critical Misses with my show, Second City Saviors, which is a mass game. Tomorrow, you can find me on Encounter Roleplay with our season premiere of of Lessons in Deep Magic. Tuesdays, you can find me on Madam Gandalf's channel where we're playing a cult game. And on Saturday mornings, I have a morning show with Anita over on Critical Business called Morning Ritual. Our guest this week is going to be Nomadic and Eris. It's going to be a Halloween special. It's going to be a good time. So yeah, that's us.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you so much. Let us throw it on over to Mr. Daniel Kwan. Tell people where they can find you.
Hello, I am Mr. Daniel Kwan. Yeah, you can find me online at Daniel H. Kwan. That's pretty much my handle on everything. You can find me on the Asians Represent podcast. You can find that on your favorite podcasting platform and on Twitch at twitch.tv/AZNSrep. We are a podcast that celebrates and examines Asian representation in tabletop games and pop culture. We do this by creating conversation, introducing new perspectives to the broader gaming community, and of course, creating spaces for new voices. We have an actual play series called Dungeons and Asians. It is a quest show. And we are reading through the Legend of the Five Rings core book, talking about its strengths, its weaknesses, and how it can improve. Once a month, we have two other AD&D streams where we critically evaluate the Al-Qadim Arabian Adventures campaign setting and the Kara-Tur Eastern Realms campaign settings. We do a lot. We talk about how you can improve on game design as game designers, and of course we produce our own content set in a fantasy Chinese world. As a designer, you can find my stuff at danielhkwan.itch.io. I publish system agnostic or OSR content set in a fantasy Chinese land called Yue.
Nice. That's awesome. And they are really, really great. And I'm sorry, it looks like Noir dropped. So our overlay is a little bit messed up here. So I will be working to fix all of that. It's just been one technical fun zone after another here.
It's my fault. Again, I bring the tech curse with me. It's just what happens.
It's okay. This is what happens. It's a learning process.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. So Kelli, who is miraculously still in the same window, somehow.
Am I
Listen, when I hit my spot, I hit my spot.
Yeah, that I am impressed. And Sam, you have also managed to stay in. Oh, and now there we go. Noir is back. And now Noir just took your spot, Kelli.
Noir, hello.
I'm so sorry, y'all.
That's okay. That's okay. Do not worry. Do not worry at all. Kelli, go ahead. Kelli, please let people know where they can find you.
Okay, hi. Again, I'm Kelli. I'm the opera geek. I am, in fact, a professional opera singer until I took a pandemic to the gigs. And unfortunately, that means no gigs. So I am actually a variety streamer here on Twitch. I'm currently playing through the original Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which, despite the people in chat who like to troll, is being played on my original PlayStation with my original Castlevania. That is not a greatest hits jewel case. Thank you very much. Anyway.
Whoa.
Yeah, you can also find me on Mondays on Wandering DM's channel playing Rime of the Frost Maiden, which is the very first stream in the 2 years I've been streaming where my husband, known as Pirate Jesus, is also playing with me.
That's awesome.
Fantastic, because he's an amazing D&D player, and he's the one that introduced me to D&D originally. So there's that. You can find everything I do, my YouTube channel and everything else, because I am legit. People actually do pay me to sing. It's a thing. So you can go to my YouTube channel and see that. And just because even though we didn't hit another $100, I feel really bad that the dog has been staring at this treat bag for the entire game. Oh my God, he just woke up really quick. So this is Scotty. And Scotty's going to get a treat.
No, baby.
With his very few teeth that he has. So he has to tilt his whole head back.
On his little engineer.
That's my boy. You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at the Opera Geek. Thank you all for watching. It's been fantastic. And this is an amazing system. And
Yes.
I think I'm going to need to
Yes.
run this for somebody, or at least be in one. I'm not a terrible DM. Please don't ask me to run this. I'll just be in one.
Wow, thank you. So first of all, thank you all for playing. It is a real honor to get to play with you all anytime. For some of us, this was our first time playing together, so thank you and hopefully we get to do this more, because this was a really, really fun crew. Thank you very much to Roll20 for setting all of this up, the amazing staff, and thank you to the people who are watching right now on Twitch, and to everybody who is going to, I'm sure, head on over, use the Tiltify link to donate some cashola to Code 2040. So the reason you should do that is not just because before the end of the stream we would like to see Scotty eat another treat, because we would. But also because it's a really great organization that is dedicated to bringing equity to the tech industry and to making things more fair. And that's one of Roll20's core values, and frankly, one of my core values as a person, and one of, I know, everybody who you just watched played core values. It's a human value, right? And so you're going to want to go do that. Use the Tiltify link to do that, because Roll20 is matching every single dollar up to $50,000. And there's no time limit on that. That's like when $50,000 makes it here. But why don't we do it sooner, so that then they like match another donation for more stuff, right? So let's make Roll20 spend that money. Thank you very much, Roll20. And hey,
I muted my microphone too soon because Scotty sneezed right into the microphone.
oh,
And it looks like we're so close to 15K for downloads.
I know, and then he gets another treat because he's
So
obviously
close.
Make it
so
rain,
mistreated.
yo.
Maybe
Just
if we
what
get-
with the
oh.
sleeping all day and the
Roll them
constantly being
books.
coddled.
I feel like I should get Marla.
oh.
Yes, cat.
Okay, I'll get Cat. Wait, give me a second.
I would get my cat, but I actually like not bleeding.
And hey, if you liked Burn Bryte and you want to support Code 2040, great news! Go check out the Burn Bryte t-shirt that they have right now, that all proceeds will go to support Code 2040. You can check that out over at Roll20Con.net. I'm sure it's also being shouted out by our mods in the chat. And also there's going to be a giveaway. That's right. Oh, your cat is headless, Daniel.
I know, that's terrifying.
Turning off Roll20 background.
Here we go.
Headless cat is creepy.
What a baby.
Oh no, now your head is
Oh,
melting
she's
into an
upset.
aurora. Oh, no, that didn't work.
Just kidding.
It's okay. Scotty actually has it's Pavlovian at this point. When he sees me put up the green screen, he waits to be put on my desk because my chat spoils him absolutely rotten.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
He loves the green screen and the attention.
And of course,
Oh my god, that's adorable.
if you like Burn Bryte, there's a lot of content that's been released. There are several adventures. This one we just played through, Trapped at the Edge, is available for free until the end of Roll20Con, which is coming up very, very soon. So you're going to want to go check that out at Roll20Con.net. We've also got the core rules. We've got a bunch of different adventures and expansions that you can all check out in the Roll20 marketplace. So it's all there. If Burn Bryte has captured your imagination, go play your own game and hit me up on Twitter. I'm at James Introcaso, where you can talk with me about Burn Bryte. I would love to hear about your experiences. And guess what? Up next, it's another Burn Bryte game. So get ready for that. It is going to be an amazing cast of awesome people who are coming your way. So don't forget to stay tuned and check that out. I'm so excited. I have been talking to the GM. Carnelian King has something really, really cool planned. And they have worked really hard on it. It is an adventure of their own design that they've created that takes place here in the Burn Bryte universe. And what could what could mean more to a game designer, frankly. So thank you. My hat is off to you, Carnelian, and all of your players, who I'm sure will be amazing. So go check out that game. It's going to be a lot of fun. And thank you all for watching. Thank you all for playing. And go donate to Code 2040. And I think we're out. Does that sound good?
Huzzah!
Sounds good.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.